Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge and welcome to Norland, a medieval kingdom builder with a focus on characters and stories. And immediately I'm interested because that sounds wonderful. However, I have seen this game described as Rimworld meets Crusader Kings, and now I'm more than interested. I'm completely sold because that sounds incredible. Rimworld is brilliant. Crusader Kings is brilliant. Some sort of hybrid of the two sounds brilliantly brilliant. There's the settlement building side of things where we gather resources and build new things and look after our people, and then there's the social interaction side of things where our noble family chat and trade and plot and seduce and everything else. It sounds fantastic. So here we are, we had to have a look at this one. Now the game isn't out quite yet. This is a preview build that I've got my hands on thanks to the publishers. Very kind of you, thank you publishers. The game is due to go into early access in May, I believe, but as always, if you're interested, there is a link to the Steam store page in the video description, so you can go and check the game out a little bit more if you would like to. But anyway, enough waffling on, let's jump right in and begin a brand new Noble Dynasty. Okay, first we have to pick our noble family, and this is quite important in Norland because the nobles are the characters that we can control directly. We can click on our noble characters and we can tell them to go and do some trading, or go and work in a building, or go and read a book and learn a new thing. We can control them directly. There are other characters in the game as well. There's peasants and slaves and all that kind of stuff, but we can't control them directly. We sort of control those indirectly via our noble character. So picking the right people is quite important. And we do have some different options. We've got different kind of combinations of what our starting family setup could be like. We could have two brothers and a wife. We could have husband, wife and child. We could have two sisters and a son, two brothers, three sisters, or fathers and daughters. I do like the idea of having a husband, wife and child setup. So we have an heir in place already. So we've got the two parents and then we have the child who will eventually grow up and take over. That's kind of how it works, a little bit Crusader Kings-esque. So yeah, we can sort of customize them a bit as well, but there we go. So we've got the dad there, we've got the mum there, and then we have the child just there. And now, as you can see, we can configure many different things. You can configure their appearance, you change their hair and their beard and everything else, which is all very wonderful. And then they've got skills, they've got various sort of different sort of culture type things. This is their sort of background, if you like. So there's 4 different ones to pick from there as well. They've got character traits, and also they do have a kind of a speciality as well. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and that's for each of the characters. That's for each of our nobles. I mean, I think, yeah, the child starts off at 1 year old, so they're not going to be overly helpful. I don't think we can do too much with them, but the other two characters, absolutely. So yeah, by default, we've got 19-year-old Slavolub here, and they're married to 30-year-old Fausta. Okay, let's change that round a bit, shall we? Let's kind of muddle around with this a bit and just sort of tailor them to be a little bit more how we would like them to be. Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. It's all nice and familiar and geek cupboardy, which is wonderful. So first up, we of course have Bernard. Hello, Bernard. How are you? You're looking very good there with your fancy moustache and beard combo. Very dapper indeed. So Bernard is going to be our diplomatic character. Bernard is going to be the talky character that tries to solve things with diplomacy and manners and tact and everything else. So we can see here, Bernard has 10 in the manners skill and 10 in persuasion, which have both got to be quite good things when you're trying to be diplomatic. And for the characters, you can give them these little kind of talent star things. And Bernard's one, we've put in persuasion, which means he is a proper diplomat. And that means that he's got the ability to convince any enemy king to forget all grievances and return to a normal level of relations, which is completely amazing. So we could go to an enemy king and do something terrible. We could, I don't know, go and start a war with them, or do some sort of terrible social faux pas or something, and they could be quite cross with us. And then Bernard can just rock up with his amazing charm and his diplomatic ways and go, do you know what, enemy king? Don't worry about it. I'm here. We're pals, right? Okay, everything's good. And it all goes back to a normal level of relations, which sounds completely fantastic. I like that. He's also empathetic, so his social thoughts are enhanced. But you have to pick a downside. Bernard is going to potentially experience boldness earlier than usual. I assume that affects the character's kind of, well-being or whatever a little bit. But yeah, there we go. So that is our first character. That is Bernard, who's going to be very diplomatic. However, diplomacy can sometimes fail, and if it does, we are going to call upon Betty. Of course we are. Who else can we call upon when things are getting a little bit fighty but Betty? Because yeah, Betty is very, very combat focused. And the other skills are sort of okay. Intellect of 4, I guess, is sort of fine. But down here is where Betty excels. Combat 10, Command 12, that's very good. So combat is your own kind of personal fighting skill, and command is how well you lead other people, because you do have little kind of groups of people, you kind of build up armies and such like. So that's going to be how well she can lead, and she's very good at that. And we put her talent star in that as well, in command, which means she is officially a defender of the city. The leadership of this lord inspires members of their squad when defending their hometown, doubling their pain threshold and bravery. So when Betty leads some people, they become more brave and their pain threshold goes up, which is wonderful. Also, Betty is reckless, because of course she is, so she's got a higher threshold for bravery, and she's a bit cynical, which is sort of okay. So there is Betty there, ready to do the fighting if diplomacy fails, and then between them, Bernard and Betty have a child called Geek. We can't do too much with Geek right now, because Geek is indeed only 1, so yeah, we can't choose too much stuff. They will pick up skills as they go, and as we educate them and such like. However, we have made sure that Geek is going to be attractive when they grow up, to increase interest in the character from other characters by 10, so that's going to be quite good. However, they are going to be a bit envious. They're going to be a little bit envious toward other people, and we've put their sort of talent point thing in intellect. Now, it's going to be quite hard to sort of make sure they're quite good at intellect, because I don't quite know how that works properly in the game. I don't know how we sort of focus on making them really smart, but they've got a talent point in that, which means they're an enlightener, which increases the chances of transferring knowledge to the Lord during interaction by 1.5 times. So when they're chatting to somebody else, they might impart some knowledge to the Lord, and that might be quite a useful thing. So there we go, and that's kind of our overall skills there. So you know what? We're okay. We're not that good at teaching. But we can pick up other lords as time goes by and such like. But this is going to be what we start with. So, yeah, Bernard, Betty and Geek are ready to go. Okay, next up we have to pick our starting province. So where do we actually want to begin? And they've got different levels of difficulty. Some are easy, some are normal, and some are quite difficult. We won't go for the hard ones, because I haven't really played this game very much. I've done the tutorial, I've gone through and done that, and I played maybe 3 minutes of the main game just to make sure that I knew how to kind of vaguely begin without flailing around too much. So I think we'll go to a nice normal place. I do like the look of Goldshire. Goldshire looks quite nice. It's lovely and coastal. Lots of lovely, lovely coastline going on, and plenty of trees by the look of it, and it's got a couple of little towns and some farms and everything else. So I think Goldshire looks okay. So the resources are lots of wood, as we can see. There is a tiny amount of bricks, which I assume is kind of like stone or something. So we must be able to get some stone out from somewhere. I don't quite know what the other thing is, the purple flower thing is. Is that some sort of flax, possibly? I'm not quite sure. We'll find out as we play. And then the bottom one I think is kind of like wheat or kind of like farmland stuff. 2 out of 3 is not too bad at all. So do you know what? Yes, I think we will go for Goldshire. However, we can change the name of it. So right now it's called Goldshire, but we can change it round, and also we can change the banner as well. So let's just go and do a little bit of tinkering to change Goldshire into something far more suitable. There we go, that's much better. So we shall now rule over the realm of Cabordia, because of course we have Betty and Bernard covered, so that makes perfect sense. And then down here, our little flag thing is just vastly improved. Look at that, it's way better than what it was. It's got a lovely yellow heart on it, and then in the background we have stripes in Geek Cupboard corporate colours, which is magnificent. So there we go, that's all sorted out. Now you might notice here it says Varns. That's telling us the predominant culture of the people from this particular place. So most people from Cabordia are of the Varns culture. I think there are 4 different types of culture. I think there are 4. So these 2 down here, Misthaven and Lakehold, our neighbours down here, they're also predominantly populated by people of the Varns culture. Greenspire have a lot of Maca culture people. Then we've got Caden culture people down here. I think are these guys something else? Yeah, and then Moonrealm, another neighbour of ours, they're full of people of the Tanaya culture. But I don't think it's exclusive. I think it just means that most people from that particular place are of that culture, and they've all got their own different kind of ways around of doing things. So the people of the Varn's culture, they value peace, which is quite good, and they have a production bonus of rutabaga, which is like a root vegetable thing, I think, pig farms and a herb garden, and their knowledge is of nature, and they don't overly like Caden. So is that these people down here? Yes, they don't necessarily get on with the Caden people. So there can sometimes be like culture clashes and things if people of different cultures don't get on. But hopefully, given that we are of the Varn's culture, and we're all kind of like nice and peaceful, we should be okay in avoiding quite a bit of fighting. Although, yes, we do have Betty on standby if there is a little bit of a combat situation going on. And finally, we need to pick our game parameters. Now, in terms of game difficulty, we shall play on normal difficulty, not too easy, not too hard. That sounds pretty good. We'll leave all the modifiers off because I've not really played the game very much. So that might just complicate things a little bit. We will, however, leave the crisis on because it sounds exciting. At some point, an unholy horde is going to start assembling, I think, over here, and then they work their way through the map. So hopefully, by the time they get down here, we might have got a decent fighting force to kind of fend them off a bit. However, the preview version that we're playing right now only lasts, I believe, for 25 in-game days. So at the end of 25 in-game days, that's it. It'll all kind of finish. So I don't know how long it'll take the Unholy Horde to get down here. So I mean, maybe they won't reach here in 25 days. I've got no idea. So that could be quite a fun thing to, sort of prepare for. And of course, we do have Betty to go and take on the Unholy Horde if we need her to. And then we get to pick a starting scenario. And I quite like the idea of this one, Prisoner. A member of your noble family has been captured by bandits during a recent raid on your young settlement. Free them as soon as possible. So already when we begin, we have a little bit of an issue to begin with. By touch is just all of our characters are blind, which is quite intriguing, but I think maybe that might be pushing it a bit, given that I've not really played the game very much. And the Hammer's Way, our people are quite good craftsmen, but not very good merchants. So we start with many books about blacksmithing and weapons, but we don't have very much money. That might also be a bit tricky, or just no scenario. It just, the story plays out and nothing is, set in stone, as it were. I quite like the idea of Prisoner, because it'll give us an initial focus. It'll give us something to work on from the very beginning. So, there we go. I think we are now about ready to dive in. The beginning of the story. Norland, the year 2898 since the creation of the world. 200 years have passed since the great Crimson Empire perished in the flames of the religious war. Its former provinces have become the barbaric kingdoms, kept from mutual destruction only by the all-powerful Church of Holy Sophia. While the holy prophets speak of the impending end of the world, in one of the small kingdoms, a dream of the birth of a new empire is taking shape. I think they might be talking about us. And here we go. So, very important thing to ask before we go and do anything else is spacebar pause. And yes, I can happily confirm that spacebar is pause. Well done, game. Good job. Off to a good start. So, I already see over here that we have a little bit of an issue. So, the character that's been kidnapped is Betty. Betty has been kidnapped. Betty from Cambodia has been captured by forest bandits. Forest bandits are in our lands. Okay, so Betty up here has been kidnapped, which is not great news for us, but there we go. So let's go and have a little look around, shall we? Let's go and see what's going on. Across the top here, we can see our nobles. So we've got Bernard, who is wearing a very good crown. I like that crown. As we always say about crowns, I like the pointy bits on them because they look good from a sort of a purely decorative thing, but also you can use it as a weapon. The pointier the bits on the greater number of pointy bits on a crown, the more it's going to hurt if you need to attack somebody with it. So that's quite a good crown, Bernard. It's got many pointy bits on. And Betty also does have a crown. Again, got some good pointy bits on. Not quite as pointy as Bernard's, but they would still quite hurt a bit. But yes, Betty has been kidnapped. She's got these sort of chains on her there. So she is currently in captivity. And she's not looking very good in terms of what she's wearing, is she? She's wearing like an old sheet or something. So we need to go and rescue Betty. And there is Geek. There is our son, but he's not quite one of the proper lords just yet. So here is where our kind of lords appear. Up here. And then everybody else, like these people here. Who is that? That is Cillian, who is one of our kind of sort of peasanty people, but we can't control them directly. Bernard, however, we can control directly. We can give them many different actions. They can do lots of different bits and bobs. But okay, so let's take a look around our little kind of settlement, shall we? What does Cabordia look like right now? It doesn't look like much, does it? It doesn't look very good. We have ourselves a hall here, which is very important. This is where people gather and chat and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of a central area. Then we have a little kind of, what is that, like a dormitory building? Yeah, so a dormitory over here. That's where all the peasants can sleep. Oh yeah, a good number of peasants. Little kind of market over there. And then we've got 3 buildings over here, which is where the nobles live. So Bernard and Betty and Geek each have their own house. I don't quite know why Bernard and Betty don't share a house, but I think, yes, they have their own house. I don't know if you can specify sort of particular houses for people. I do not know. Maybe we'll look at that in a little while. But there we go. So it looks really good. I do think it looks great. There's a lot of detail going on. You can sort of zoom all the way out to here, and then you can zoom in and have a look at all the individual bits and bobs in the rooms. Look, there's like a little sort of bowl over there for washing your face or whatever. You've got various things here for preparing, I don't know, like a basic breakfast. Got a bit of storage over there. In here, there's all sorts of, scrolls and chests, and there's some like building materials and things. In the little noble houses, got a little kind of fireplacey thing and storages and a comfy bed and what have you. It does look really good. It looks good. The market's got stuff going on as well. So I think it looks wonderful. I do like it. So what else do we have going on? So down here, we've got all of our things. We've got 2,500 gold, which is quite nice. We have 20 holy rings, which is very important. The nobles do like the holy rings. They place a lot of value on these things. So if you want to impress another noble, give them holy rings because they think they're valuable and important. And then we've got 100 rutabaga, which is food. We have 200 flour. We've got 100 beer, which is quite important. 500 wood, which is what we use to do pretty much all of our building with. A little bit of iron, a tiny bit of paper, and then a handful of weapons. So 5 maces, and is it mace? 5 mace? 5 maces? What's the plural of mace? I kind of feel like it should be mace, but I don't know. 5 big hitty sticks, 3 bows, and 3 bits of heavy armour. And that's kind of it. And there's loads of other things as well. We can look at where we are in the world. Look, so there is Cabordia, as we've seen. Oh, there's Betty over there. So Betty is currently being held in that little kind of bandit camp over there. So we do need to go and mount a bit of a rescue. Can we find out how difficult it's going to be? So number of bandits, 3. Okay. If we do actually sort this out, there is 75 gold in their camp, which could be quite nice. But okay, right, so pop back to here. Let's go back to where we are. So we've got quite a lot of things to do because we have got to go and rescue Betty. Got to go get her back, of course. It's a bit unfortunate that it's Betty because Betty, of course, is very good at fighting and very good at leading people in combat. So she'll be the perfect person to rescue herself. But unfortunately, yes, she's been sort of, I imagine what happened was that, she got caught off guard. She wouldn't normally get caught off guard. But she's been caught off guard and then kidnapped, which is a bit of a shame. So we do need to go and get her at some point. But I think maybe we do need to get some building underway. I think, we have got, there's nobody homeless right now. Got 7 peasants in the town. And I think we've got 5 warriors, which is good. I think these guys are the warriors. I think you're a warrior. Are you a warrior? Yes, because you've got a little kind of fighty sword thing. So, I think at the minute, everybody's got a place to live. They can all go to sleep and such, but we are getting people migrating in relatively often. So we should possibly get some building work underway. We need to get some lumber camps in to top up our wood because we go through that quite a lot in building everything because, it's yoldy medieval times. And also, we're going to need some extra housing. So I think to begin with, let's go down here. Go to production, is it? No, not that one. Resources, that'd be it. Lumber mill. So it costs 15 wood to get a lumber mill up and running. So I think maybe 2 of these would be quite good. So tuck that one up there in the trees and then maybe put another one. That's going to be good for farming. Keep that for farming. Maybe put another one over here, look. So 2 of those. Oh, I just blatted a big load of trees doing that. But okay, never mind. So they can work on that. There we go. So what we now need to do is our little hall over here is where we assign builders and servants, and that's absolutely fine. We've got 3 builders currently assigned and 2 servants. But the instructions have been given. Okay, but the people who work in the buildings need instructions from our nobles. So the nobles look after particular buildings. So the moment Bernard is looking after our sort of builders over here and our servants. They have given them some orders by the look of it. They've given them orders already. So now that they know they need to go and do some building, our workers, I think, are you one of our buildy people? Oh, hang on. They're having a chat. Bernard and Geek are having a little chat. Bernard's playing with his son. Oh, that's quite nice. There you go. Hi, son. He's saying, don't you worry. Don't you worry. We shall rescue your mother and it'll all be fine. And Geek... Geek, at the grand old age of 1, has just broken out a lute or whatever it is and is just, rocking out some tunes there. Okay, I mean, that's very good. That's very impressive. Well done. I mean, some would say that's slightly showing off, but okay. And now Bernard is over here giving people their orders. It potentially looks like he's giving them a slightly rude sign, but there we go. But yeah, he's giving them orders to, go and do all the building work. 7 migrants have arrived. Okay, that means we now do have 4 homeless people, it says there, which is a little bit of a problem. But yeah, we'll get that sorted soonish. 4 people might have to have a night under the stars, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Never mind, they'll work it out. So Bernard is now giving orders to people over here. So there we go. That's now done. Bernard gets some experience points in, where's the skills bit? In management, because he's just done a little bit of management. He's managed some people, which is good. So yeah, that does sort of tot up a bit, and eventually that increases, which is wonderful. I think as well, if you get the skill with your star on it up to level 15, you get some sort of super special mega bonus type thing. So it would be good if we could get that done as well, just to see what that is. I'm fairly certain that's what the game said. But so yeah, Bernard did a tiny bit of management, because, managed some people over here, and now those people know what they need to do. He's basically go, right, builders, you need to go and do some building. Go and build some things, please. Take wood and such like to the build sites, whack things with hammers, and get stuff put together. That would be wonderful. Yes, it says there, look, workers have not received instructions today, but I think they have. Yeah, that's kind of faded away, I think, now. Geek having a chat with Answer there. About the king, about King Bernard. Again, Geek, you're only 1 year old and you can have a chat with people. Okay, or are you just sort of going goo goo gaga, dada, dada, and they're going, yeah, okay. But there we go. So I think you should have orders. And yeah, they've got a 31% bonus to something from the orders, which is good. So I think, they should now start building some stuff. And we also do have a trader on the way. Now, every so often, a trader will appear. They come from the Church of the Holy Sophia, or whatever it is, which is kind of like the ruling church of the land. It's quite important that we do some trade with them. We have to go and do trading with them because we get all sorts of exciting bits and bobs from them. They do have an exciting kind of pointy face mask on, which is very impressive. But we'll wait for them to sort of rock up over here, and then we'll go and have a little chat with them and just see what they have for sale. Actually, before we talk to the trader, maybe we should think about bolstering our military a little bit, because right now I don't think we have enough people to go and launch a daring rescue mission for Queen Betty. I don't think we have the military power right now. So let's go and take a look at the state of the Cabordian military, shall we? We can do that in here. And that's kind of it. That is our current fighting forces. 5 warriors. I mean, it says army up there. I kind of feel like that's been quite generous. So we have these 5 warriors here. And then, of course, at the top here, we have Bernard. But Bernard isn't really much of a fighter, as we've seen. Bernard is more about the charm and the charisma and the diplomacy. He's not really the fighty one. Betty was the fighty one in that partnership. But there we go. So, we have to rescue Betty. So that's not going to help out at all right now, which is a bit of a shame. So Bernard has a fighting ability of 2. That's what the cross swords thing means underneath their little kind of portrait. So Bernard, not very good at fighting. However, our top warriors aren't that much better than Bernard. These 3 have got a fighting skill of 3, and these 2 have got a fighting skill of 1, which is quite terrible. I mean, could it be any worse? I'm not entirely sure. Can the skills go down to 0? I do not know. So we don't really have very much in the way of a fighting force. What I don't know is, if these people go and equip some weapons, let's say that person there, whoever you are, went to pick up, say, a mace, Does that increase your combat skill? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if it does or not. We'll find out when we have a fight, I guess. So what we could do is, though, we could help ourselves a little bit by buying in some mercenaries. We have got quite a big pile of money right now, and we can get mercenaries in by clicking that just there, and then buying them in. Look, we can buy them in from down here. Now, the thing is, they are sort of all varied kind of skill levels, but the better the skill level, the more you pay, of course. So how much are we willing to pay for the freedom of Queen Betty? I mean, Bernard is willing to pay pretty much all of his money because he wants Betty back, because, you know, those two are destined to be together forever, and he's very, very sad and very angry that she's been kidnapped. So we're going to spend big, I think. Maybe, oh, look at this. Look at you. You've got a fighting skill of 15. That's very good. That is very good. They're ready to fight for us immediately. It takes them a day or two to reach the settlement. Okay, so it's going to take a while for them to arrive, but maybe during that time we can try to prepare people. Maybe we can buy in some weapons to make sure that our existing warriors are properly tooled up and such like. Do you know what? Let's do that. Let's buy you. We'll get you in. So yes, can we please invest in you for 320 of our monies? Because Betty is worth it. So yes, please. You guys can come along. How long is that going to take? 22 hours. Okay. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. And then let's get somebody else in as well who might be a little bit better. I mean, that's 240 money. It's quite a lot of money. Let's get, do you know what? Yeah, let's get you in. So skill 11 for 240, 13 for 280. No, we'll go for you. 240 monies for a skill 11 person. And they're also 22 hours away. Okay, they must all be sort of together or whatever. Okay, so we will get you two, and then you can hopefully be part of the team that will rescue Queen Betty. Okay, back we go to the trader. So there is the trader. And I think when they arrive in here and then kind of stand around, there we go. We can now do some trading with them. So I think what we have to do is, do we click on you? And then we have to do this, and then we have to pick a person who is going to go and do the trading. And again, if we had more nobles, if we had more characters, and one of them had a slightly better trading stat, then we would send them. But right now, we've only got Bernard. Bernard is the only one we have available. So do you know what? Bernard, go and have a chat with our trader friend over here with the amazing kind of face mask thing on. That's very exciting. So you come along here, Bernard. And then we'll see what they have for sale. Now, they do have these ring things, the holy rings, which are very important to the nobles. So we might invest in a few of those. That could be quite good. And then, yeah, they have got books as well. And the books are very important because books are how you learn new things, or how you get kind of permanent boosts, or how you unlock new buildings, that kind of stuff. So let's first grab, I think, Joe, we'll have all 10 of those rings, because they are really handy. We've got 20 of them right now, so we can go up to 30 holy rings. That's good. We shall have that. And then maybe Joe, go to books first. Go to the books and see what there is. And then, with any money left, we could possibly get ourselves some weaponry. I think that might be a good idea. But okay, books first then. So what do we have? That's a very expensive book. Bow proficiency. Your lords and warriors will be twice as skilled in using bows, regardless of their skill. Oh, that's really good. However, being stood in the knowledge menu, to study, you need 13 knowledge. Okay, I don't think we have 13 knowledge. Bernard, oh, hang on. Can we not come out of this and see what Bernard's stats are? I don't think we can. I don't think Bernard has 13 knowledge, and Betty definitely doesn't. Okay, so we can't do that, I don't think. Hang on, I want to go and check. Wait there, Bernard, hang around for a second. I'm just going to check out some stats. Hang on, wait there. Your intellect, yeah, is 4. Okay, yeah, we're a little way off that then. We're a little way off. So yeah, Bernard, go back and have a chat with them. Sorry. Yeah, we'll have the 10 rings again, please. Sorry, we do want that. Yeah, we don't have that. Unless that's something else. 13 level of knowledge. Is that different to intelligence or intellect? It might be. I'm not entirely sure. We don't have a library at the minute, so we are going to struggle to read the books and do stuff with them. But okay, these people do come round every sort of 2 or 3 days or whatever. So if we don't get that now, we can always pick it up at another time. Longevity. Especially with diet and mental state slow down aging, causing it to begin 10 days later. That also sounds really good. Fighting drought. seed planting and soil treatment technology that eliminates crop loss during droughts. That also sounds really good. Flavourful ale. Enables the production of flavourful ale in the brewery. Oh, there's so many exciting things. Yeah, the books have got different levels. So these ones are quite good. These ones are fairly basic. So, okay, that allows the construction of a temple. That allows the construction of herbalist. That is a scaffold. And that's a prison wood. Okay, I think maybe the temple might be quite useful. So we'll buy that book. Yes, please. So we're giving them 433 money at the minute. I think minus 17 means that our trading skill is such that we're saving 17 money, which is okay. It's better than nothing, I suppose. And then, yeah, do we get one of these? Do we get this? The bow proficiency? It does sound quite good, but then that's also quite good. That's also quite good. If aging can start 10 days later, and this particular sort of version of the game that we're playing only lasts for 25 days, that might mean that our characters don't sort of get into old age at a point where we're playing, and it might sort of help us out a bit. The only thing is, it's 297 money, and we need 13 level of knowledge. What's that? Hang on. Right, trade. Wait there, trader. I'm going to come out of the trade thing again. Please hold the line. Knowledge. There is a thing here. So we need 13 level of knowledge. Yeah, okay. I don't quite know. We've already got some books, look. I think we have some books. We've got a hop field and beer book, a mining book, and a rye field and mill book. Oh, that's quite... Oh, and look, I think Queen Betty has a book on her. She's got a cooking meat book, I think, because her picture's by it. But of course, because she's not here, she can't do anything about it. Yeah, I don't know what the sort of have knowledge level means. I'm not entirely sure about that one. Do you know, we won't buy it right now. We won't buy it now. So, yeah, let's go back here. Bernard, really, so can we have those rings again? Sorry, I do apologise. We'll get the temple thing. Get the temple book. That'll be quite nice. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's bringing in slaves. Okay, I don't think we'll bring in any slaves right now. That's not our kind of deal. Unless we can free them. Can we free the slaves? Actually, hang on. We can turn them into warriors, can't we? Hang on a minute. Combat skill 0. Have any of you got any combat skill? No. Okay, we're not going to take you as warriors because that's not very good. Okay, never mind. So maybe then what we do is we invest our money in some fighty things. Let's get... If we know that we've got... What have we got? 7... 5... Yeah, we've got 7 people. 4, 5, 6, 7... So we've got 7 weapons, but of course Bernard will probably have to lead the charge. So we do need Bernard to also have a weapon. I don't know why that is in red. Can we not buy that? Can we click on the sword? No, we can't do... Improve your relationship with the matriarch. Okay, so the matriarch is the sort of the mother of the holy order of this person here. To then... there you go. Yeah, so we have to have a relationship of 50 or more with the matriarch. So they sell us these kind of fancy things. Okay, that's not great, is it? Okay, we will buy then. Let's buy... Do you know, we'll have a couple of spears. Let's buy 2 spears. That might be quite good. Yeah, okay, I like the sound of that. So 518 money. Let's get another book. Let's treat ourselves to a book. Let's buy one of these. We'll buy the longevity one. Let's see how that works. I've got no idea if we can do anything with it, but do you know what? It's fine. So 815 money we're going to spend on you. Yeah, okay. Do you know what? Yes, do that trade, please. We are now a little bit poorer, but we have got all sorts of fancy bits and bobs. And Bernard got some XP. So if we go and have a quick check, where are we? Trading. Oh, went up by quite a bit. Went up quite a lot, look, which is pretty good. Okay, right. Very happy with that. Now, another thing that I think we need to do, is it clicking on Geek? Oh, no, that's gone down there. I want to click on... We'll click up there for Geek. So, Geek, we need to educate you because right now you've got nothing going on. So how about, whilst you wait for the new sort of fighty people to arrive, why don't we have a chat with you? And there you go, educate. So what do we want to educate Geek in? I think, yeah, we want to get your intelligence up a bit. You're going to be quite clever. There you go. So we will educate Geek right now in philosophy. So yes, please go and do that. So Bernard, you go and teach that. Bernard, not that good at teaching, unfortunately, but there we go. So Bernard, go and find your firstborn and go and have a chat with them about a philosophy. To be or not to be, Geek, that is a question that we're talking about here. And that was possibly a slightly rude hand action towards your old man, but maybe we're really bad at teaching. I don't know. So they'll just sort of potter away doing that. And everybody else just kind of does their stuff. It's all fine. Look, have we got that done yet? No, they haven't done the building yet. Okay, maybe because it's late, it is coming up to the end of the day, so possibly they're all just sort of having some time off or whatever, which is okay, that's fine. So we will run time on nice and quick. They will hopefully finish their little kind of education thing over here, and Geek might well get his first skill point in something. Hopefully intellect, and it was intellect. And also a fair chunk of teaching. Okay, that was pretty good. Right, well done. Well done, everybody. Right, I think people are now going to go to bed, which is okay. Oh, there are the slaves, look. There are the slaves sort of hanging around because they came with the trader person. So the trader leaves at midnight. The trader goes at midnight, so you have up until midnight to do trading with them. But yeah, we've done that already. That's absolutely fine. At the end of the day, people get paid and such like. There is a little kind of screen over here somewhere. Where is it? Finance. So, so people get paid. So the peasants get paid 5 money. The warriors get 5. The unemployed get nothing. I mean, you can up that if you want to. You can be quite generous. Prisoners get stuff as well. You can give stuff out to prisoners in terms of resources. And then, the local market sells a few bits and bobs. And the taverns also do sell some stuff. But we haven't got a tavern yet. It would be nice if we could get one. But we need to get the other stuff set up first. But so we make a little bit of money on flour and other bits and bobs. But okay, right. So I think let's run time on until the morning. And then hopefully people will get round to building this. Because right now, I don't know why they haven't done that. The instructions are fairly clear. Bernard is here giving out instructions. So I'd like to think that maybe when people wake up in the morning, they will then actually get on with building our lumberjack things. And then we can build other things. We can build houses for people. We've got any home? Got 4 homeless people. I mean, I think I can see the people without a house over here. So we do need to get some more housing set up. So, we'll try and work on that. Here we go. Look, here we go. They are finally getting round to doing some building, which is magnificent. So they will put that together, which is good. So, boom. That's now finished, but nobody knows what to do over here because it isn't managed. And that's one thing that we have to do over here. We have to assign managers. And again, like we saw down here, they have to be our sort of family. They have to be the nobles that tell the peasants what to do in every particular building. They're kind of like little sort of project manager type things. However, I would maybe like to upgrade that building. 15 wood. We've got loads of it. And total production efficiency increases by 20%. And there is an additional job slot. So it would make sense, I think, to upgrade that and make it really good because we need wood for everything. So I think upgrade that, please. That's going to be quite good. They might go and build this one over here now, which is okay. That's fine. I think Bernard is educating Geek again, which is marvellous. Right, so they're bringing all the resources in. They're then going to work on this. Geek has now got trade and management at level 1. Oh, that's brilliant. That's really good. Okay, right, so Geek is being taught by Bernard, and Geek is picking up a few skills. This is marvellous stuff. Okay, right, that's very exciting. So let's let them finish work on this. Geek extolled Bernard. I think that's a good thing, isn't it? I think that means you're saying good things. Right, and upgrade that lumber mill as well. And then I assume you're going to go back over to that lumber mill and just do the upgrade. I think people are waiting for the resource to come in. And there we go. Right, so once this is done, Bernard cheered up Geek. Oh, I mean, Geek does need cheering up. His mum's been held hostage by some baddies. There you go. You cheer him up. Good job. Good dadding there. Right, so this little lumberjack thing, lumber mill, is now ready. So we can have another worker in there, which is fine, because it's been upgraded. But there's no manager, so they don't know what to do. They're wandering around in the lumber mill, going, it's a lumber mill, but what do we do here? Do we plant crops? Do we make bricks? What kind of place is this? So they need a manager. At the moment, we only have one person. Bernard is the only person that can do this. So, Bernard, would you like to go and tell them what to do? Because at the moment, I think they're a bit confused. And then Bernard comes over. He then sort of wags his finger at them and says, you go there, you do that, you press this. And then, there we go. They now know what to do. Bernard's told them, and they chop down some trees, and we get some wood, which is marvellous. Okay, so with that wood, we'll upgrade that. Oh no, that is upgraded. Is that upgraded? I think that's upgraded. Okay, so Bernard can also manage that one. Bernard is managing many things. And I think we get some housing in, although let's get some peasant housing in. Rather than having a dormitory, I'd like to have proper peasant housing in. It's 15 wood for one peasanty house. At the minute, we've got 4 homeless people. But could we build a little street along here? I don't think we can rotate buildings around. I think they always face this way, which is fine. That's okay. So what if we build kind of down here by the market a little street of peasanty houses? I like the idea of that. So we'll just try and put them as close together as we can. So let's get, like, I don't know, can we get 6 in? Like that, look. Just a little street of them. I like that. That'd be quite nice. Right, so runtime on, and they'll eventually get round to this. Oh, hang on, what's that? What's that? Frostkeep, Consequences of War. As a result of the war in the neighbouring province of Frostkeep, migration from there has increased. The refugees belong to the Vans culture. Ah, okay. The Holy Caravan will sell wood, traded by the province, at 2 times the price for several days. It's going to last for 5 days. Ah, but okay, so because Frostkeep... Which one is Frostkeep? Where's Frostkeep? I'm not entirely sure where Frostkeep is. Okay, but somewhere around is Frostkeep. I think we're only aware of the ones that are directly next to us. So Frostkeep is somewhere here, and they've had a little bit of a war, and people are migrating in. Okay, right, yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's all good, yeah, they're welcome. They're welcome to come here. We're going to have lots of lovely new houses for them to go and live in, so it shall be marvellous. And then, here we go, look. The first peasant house is going in. Right, the hired warriors have arrived. This is very important. Workers have not received instructions today. Oh, that's over there, isn't it? Bernard didn't get round to it, I don't think. Okay. Bernard, he's there now, I think. Is he there now telling them what to do? Might be a bit late, but never mind. However, the hired soldiers have arrived. So now, if we look at our army, we've got this lot, and then the 2 good fighters, which is brilliant. So now I think what we do is we launch the rescue mission for Queen Betty. Too long has she been kept apart from her beloved Bernard, and for too long has Bernard been separated from his one true love, Betty. Their romance cannot be separated for too long, so they have to be reunited. So I think let's go and get her back, shall we? Let's go and have a fight with some troublesome bandits and get Betty back. So if you do want to go and do some fighting, you have to assemble an army. You kind of have to put them together, say what warriors you want, say who's going to be in charge, pick what weapons they've got and all that kind of stuff. So let us now assemble the first great army of Cabordia. It shall be wonderful. So go over to here, press army, and we have to pick a commander. But of course, right now, we only have Bernard available. We cannot put 1-year-old Geek in charge of our armed forces because that would be a little bit silly. So Bernard, with your sort of troop commanding ability of 2, which isn't very good, you're going to have to go and try your best. Here we go. So Bernard can be in charge. Squad Bernard is cool, which is completely brilliant. I mean, Bernard does go into the fight. Bernard does actually go fighting. He's not very good at it. He's got the crown. He's got the crown. As we've talked about Bernard, as we've practiced, if somebody comes near you, just jab them in the eye with the point of it on the crown. That's kind of half of what it's there for. So now we pick the warriors. So we want everybody, every single person has to be involved in the rescue of Queen Betty. It is the #1 priority for the entire realm. And then issue out various bits of equipment. So we've got 2 bits of armour. Somebody can have that. And then weapons. Okay, so 3 bow and arrows. That seems pretty good. Somebody can have the spear. And then 3 of those. 3 mace or maces or whatever. And there we go. Sorted. We can't give out any more armour. And we haven't got any shield. So that will have to do, I think. So here we go. The first great Cabordian army, called Squad Bernard, which is magnificent, is ready. So create them. And now look. Bernard is leading them, and they've got the flag. They've got the flag on a little kind of floaty thing above Bernard's head. That is brilliant. And now we can go over here and we will go and rescue Betty, because do you know what? There is no time like the present. She's been gone too long. They've been parted for far too long indeed. So we're going to go and get you back, Betty. Don't you worry. So we click on that. Then we click on the action thing down here. And yeah, we can go and deal with this event. Betty is suffering in captivity and is being subjected to torture. Bernard, no, don't listen. Bandits are demanding a ransom of 330 money, but you can also attempt to free a captive by force. This action can be executed with the help of a messenger. Oh, no, we're not doing that. No, we're going to go and attack them. We're going to go and attack them, because then if we attack them, there are 3 individuals who are light fighters. If we attack them, then yeah, if there's hostages in the camp, they will be liberated. Okay, that's quite good. And also, destroying bandits makes the matriarch and our neighbours happy. So all of our neighbours are going to go, yay, the bandits have gone. That's really nice. And yeah, I think the matriarch, who lives in that castle possibly? I don't know, but the leader of the sort of the Holy Order, who we all sort of worship and what have you, they also are quite happy about that. They don't like bandits either because, you know, they're not following the one true path or whatever. So I think we attack. We attack on a local map with Squad Bernard. Victory chance 72%. Do you know what? It's better than 0%. Let us send the army. So now we let them assemble. They'll go and gather. There you go. They're going to pick up their weapons and things. So we can see them all gathering. Look. Oh, look. Bernard's got a suit of armour on. And Bernard has a spear. I like how he's put the crown back on. On top of the suit of armour. He's there going, do you know what? No, I've got this crown for a reason, guys. Number 1, I'm the king. And number 2, oh, jabbity in people's eyes. Yeah, that's kind of, you know, part of why it's there. But yeah, so he's ready. Everyone else is kind of tooling up. Let's run time on a bit quicker, shall we? I don't know where they're keeping all the things. But I think, are people ready yet? Come on, Queen Betty is being tortured right now as you lot dither about. There we go. Right, so they are now going to head off over here. They will appear on the world map momentarily. I think, yeah, the map is quite big. The actual I don't know, local level map is really big. Look how far across it goes. There is a bit of water over here. Because we are by the sea. Oh, no. That's a river. Okay, nope, I thought that was going to be the coast because we're by the coast. But no, there are also little pockets of water. And, ooh, there's a thing. There's like a statue. Okay, good. Lovely finding a statue out there, a beardy man. That's all good. But yeah, they'll make their way to the edge. And then eventually, yes, they will appear on the world map. So if we just run time on, nice and quick. Also, if we get there soonish, it could be a nighttime assault. Do we get an advantage for that? For attacking in the dark? I don't know. There we go. There is Bernard charging over to rescue his beloved. Okay, it might take a little while for them to get there, but they are making their way over. It's just gone past midnight. I don't think the trader came by. No, he pops up, I think. It says, hey, there's a trader here. But no, look. They're almost up on... Right, here we go. Right, pause time for a second. So Bernard and crew are now at the camp. And then we get something which looks a little bit familiar. If you've ever played Crusader Kings, or you've watched it on the channel, this might look a little bit familiar. So we've got kind of a little bar weighted in various favours. So this is us. This is our side. 7 people are on their legs, because you can have sort of injured people or down or whatever. But everyone's upright on their legs. Combat skill of 5. I think that's the average, possibly. Morale is 41. And we've got quite a lot of equipment. We've bought a lot of fancy stuff with us, which might possibly change the tide of battle slightly, because they've only got 3 people, which is quite helpful. Their combat skill is also on average 5. Their morale is higher, I assume because they're quite happy that they've captured a queen, but their equipment is terrible. But Ronan, their leader, is better at commanding a squad of people and is better at fighting individually. So it could be quite close. But yeah, the bar is more in our favour, so we kind of have this sort of power bar type thing. And we can, if we want to, just auto battle it. We can go and watch the fight, or we can run away. But of course, we are going to go and watch the fight on a map, because it does load up. So apparently... the tutorial said, when we have fights like this, we always start on one side on the left and the enemy are normally on the right. There's another Beardy Man statue there. Hello, is Beardy Man important? So click on our little kind of flag thing, and then if we go over here and right click there, we're going to go and attack them. So look, there are the 3 baddies. You ne'er-do-wells have kidnapped our queen, and we are not happy about it. So I assume she's over there somewhere. And you can do these things as well, so you can authorise shooting. The archers can do stuff. Protect the archers is probably quite a good idea. And then Bernard, stay in the back. Bernard just going to hang around at the back because you're not that good at fighting, Bernard. It's good that you're here and you can, shout at people and go, charge and such like. But I think maybe, yes, you should stay at the back, possibly. Here we go, then, look. So they're coming in. I think the archers are firing already, and couple of hits. I mean, yeah, it is quite gory. It is quite gory, this bit. They're not messing around. They're taking some good hits already. Oh, that one surrendered. That one's given up already, look. They've put their hands up. They're in a bad way. They might have a few arrows sticking out of them, but okay, they've surrendered, which is quite good. So now we're up against 2. So we're waiting for them to come toward us, which meant the archers got loads of strikes in. We're at the back defending the archers, and I mean, we are fighting behind a tree, which is unfortunate, but there you go. The enemy squad commander is running away. So nothing happened to our people, and we've captured 2 of their people, and 1 escaped. I kind of feel like if we wanted to go after them, we probably could get them, but you know what? It's okay. That's absolutely fine. The bandit camp has been destroyed. Relations with neighbours goes up by 5. Attitude toward the matriarch up by 9. We got 25 monies, and I think we got Betty back. Yes, look. There she is, rescue of a hostage. The hostage Betty has been freed and will soon return to your city. Oh, it's wonderful. Betty is going to come back. They're going to be so happy. This is brilliant. Betty is getting the personality trait anxious. Okay, so that probably comes from the torture and such like, but okay. And Caden approves of the king's actions. Your subjects of the Caden culture are pleased that their king is no coward and earns glory in battles, which aligns with their values. Okay, so the people of the Caden culture like us a bit more, because I assume they're a bit fighty. Now, we're not naturally fighty. The Varns people aren't fighty, but that was a fight that we had to do there. Okay, so if we run time on nice and quick, they should then make their way back, I assume with Betty in tow. I don't know what that 7 means. 7 issues. Okay, we'll deal with that another time. This was kind of our big thing right now. We had to get Betty back home. So, we're still on day 1. We're still on day 1, apparently, are we? We can't still be on day 1. The sun's gone up and down multiple times, hasn't it? But okay, apparently we're still on day 1 somehow. Right, where is everybody? Where are people? Okay, here we go. People have come back. We can disband the military force for now, I think. I don't think we need the army at the minute. So, oh no, they've stood down. They've done their job. The army is now kind of stood down. And Betty is back. And there is Betty. Hi, Betty. Okay, welcome. Welcome, Betty. It is lovely to have you here. Oh, this is wonderful. And then look, they've got their own little kind of things as well. A bit sort of bit Crusader Kings-esque, if you like. They've got various kind of mood boosts and things. So, yeah, Betty is absolutely in love with Bernard. Look at that. Bernard and Betty. I mean, they're meant to be together. But hang on. Betty is not ready to go on a date with Bernard. Interest has to be plus 50. Oh, okay, we'll try and sort that out maybe. I thought they were supposed to be together forever. But, okay, right, that's something we can work on possibly. But there we go. The important thing is that Betty is now back, which is marvellous. I think, is she going to pray? Yeah, she's going to go and pray at home. That's okay. So we'll let her get back in. She can have a pray. You can thank the god or gods or whatever it is that you made it out of there alive. That's all good. And then I think what we should do is they're going to start building all that stuff. So I think we should get ourselves a library, because then we can start reading through those books we found, and then we can unlock new buildings. So whereabouts would that be? Service possibly? Yeah, there we go. A library. So it's 40 wood. We've got 418. So we should be fine. Let's put it maybe over here. Let's put it out the back of here, look. It might well blat a few trees, but that's okay. Oh, it blatted many trees. Many trees have gone. Okay, right, never mind. That's all fine. Right, so they can get that done, which means that, yeah, we can start going through these things. We can start sort of reading these. Because, yeah, we can unlock the knowledge of how to put a temple and a mine, all those kind of other things. But, and that longevity thing. Can we do that? We can rewrite it, or we can learn it. So rewrite it is like a copy. You can copy it, and then, we haven't got a library, so we can't do any of these at the minute. But I think if you rewrite the book, you then have a copy of it, and then you can learn it, so one of your characters can learn it. But I think what happens is, if your character that knows about, say, longevity dies, then that knowledge is gone, because the character is dead, and they don't pass it on, unless they specifically do, like Geek skill allows them to pass things on. But if you've got a copy of the book, then of course somebody else can go and read the copy of the book, and they then pick up the skill, and that knowledge is back in the settlement again. I think that's kind of how it works, but yeah, we haven't got a library to do anything with that, so that's going to be very important to get that sorted out. And you know what? I think with that done, we will wrap things up for now with Norland, but we are going to have a little mini-series with this, because this is too good to just have a one-off. We need a full series. We need to know what happens with Bernard and Betty and Geek. I mean, will Geek come of age? Geek is already 2 years old. And there you go. It's gone to day 2. So it's gone to day 2 in all the time we've been playing. And we've got 25 days until this finishes, until the current version of the game, the sort of the preview, ends. So I think, yeah, we're going to have a series until the very end of the preview. We shall have a 25-day series of Norland, and we shall follow the adventures of Bernard and Betty and Geek and everybody else as they go doing what they're doing, and they build up Cabordia. I mean, we haven't done any trading yet. Not traded with any of the neighbours. Not really done loads of other bits and bobs too. We've not done any kind of knowledge stuff. So there is a lot to do. So yes, we'll finish up for now, and we'll come back next time and carry on the tale of Bernard and Betty and Geek. And Geek's getting better as well, which is marvellous. So, do you know what? Pause time for now, finish things up, come back next time, and we will see how we get on. Hopefully you have enjoyed this. I really hope you have, because it's been a lot of fun to play. It's really, really good. It's really good, and I'm looking forward to getting a whole series of this because it's going to be really, really exciting. So hopefully you've enjoyed watching. If you have, please do leave a like. That would be most marvellous indeed. And also, if you're not already, then please do subscribe to keep up to date with how we get on here next time out in Norland. But for now, thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard, and I'll see you next time. Look at Swain's hat! Oh, it's worth it just for the hat. Oh, it's so pointy. Oh my goodness me. Okay, right, we might have to deploy the decency mugs there. Things are going to get a bit weird, everybody. Buckle yourselves in. I am in the throes of ecstasy, aided by a shoe. He's kept his hat on.